In the name of God. The nature of monarchy and his troubles. Choosing between the monarch and a popular, experienced leader is a great challenge for the people. A leader who has been made in depth of the community and perfectly knows the problems and the solutions is completely different with a monarch with limitations and conditions which will cause tragic results of his governing. The monarch is an alien person in face of his people. His duty in the government substantially is a deficient role. He always thinks against his people, and it will never let him to act completely in benefit of his people. He will automatically, according to his assumption from his nature, search a role for himself, and no other thing will find except corruption and tyrannical leading the people. Choosing between the system of monarchy and a free democratic system is a greater challenge for a community. The spirit of the system, monarchy, is not compatible with the humanity. The sovereign is a false authority. He will not lead to growth, and only after breaking down will lead to a way always a few degrees less than himself. In fact, he cannot lead even himself, and he and all his followers have been placed in the wrong way. During the time the nation under him, with or without perceptibility, will lose the human nature, and after decades they will become a backward and stupid nation who does not understand what is leading and what is humanity and human spirit. Belief to monarch will be replaced with belief to God, and the characters of the nobles will be recognized as characters of God. Their brains are alive, but their spirits are dead or corrupted, or in a state an inhuman spirit has been replaced in their bodies. Monarchy, in effect of his nature in spirits of his people, spirits, crime and sin in the community. In the global stage, monarchy is active in the line of corrupting the world and arranges a dangerous range of plots against democratic countries. The nature of monarchy is built from a hard material, enslaving. It is contrary to humanity. He opposes with any human relations and prevents any growing affection and kind relations. In principle, seeing any human relations rouse his spirit and disturb his soul. One of the groups which have an special a special status is subjects. They are not numerals in the community, but they affect on the formation of the ruler. The forces which affect on the subject will make a creature of him who has nothing contrary to what they want of him, to what they want of him. Their presence and their forces everywhere will not allow him to escape from their trap. Relations between the subject and the ruler make a different creature of ruler with his subject. Seeing the powerful his captive, how obeys and how fall as a victim to his desires, and how become hold to obedience, and how do not say anything, and how at last consider him rightful. This happens especially when a person from every side has become weak and has no energy to resist, or he spends his energy to other things in secular life. The matter of effect of behavior of powerful in his captive because of amount of life's problems is a natural principle which many people have discovered it. Knowing the subject, that how creature is, and studying the effects of conduct of the tyrannous ruler on him, whether monarchy or a normal government, will clear the fact that humanity on half degree can decline, and it also can help to know the nature of monarchy. It is foolishly if suppose the citizenship position in monarchy higher than that of subject in that system. Correct that there is a limited freedoms using the internet, attending in elections, liberty of the press and etc. is available, but by neither of these privileges could compensate the bad effects which monarchy causes in depth of the community. The liberty of expression and the press, too, if we studied, its false nature will be revealed. The speech is free, but any remark against the monarch is not permissible. The smallest activity in these lines will be faced with intense reaction from monarchy forces. Who can challenge the monarch or even discover his perfidies, negligences and deficiencies, or after the smallest lightning in his essence escape with a safe soul? The Britain's movement against monarchy wrote in his website that has been targeted by monarchy and has been put to ice. This is an ordinary affair and a part of monarchy's customary tactics and policies. The presence of monarch has a destroyer effect on the nature and structure of human. of human spirits. He is a heavy shadow on the essence of individual, and his position and his title is an insult to humanity of human. In unconsciously manner causes an alteration in individuals and causes alterations, meaning transformation in individuals, and destroys the important human properties and drags the potential powers which are hidden in the nature of individuals to destruction. The nation that lives under monarchy is not a free nation. It is not an efflorescent nation. Rather, is not a nation. He has forgotten his nature and is unable of correct recognition. The nation who has been transformed by the poisons arising from monarchy has got the ability of being motivated and vomit these poisons on the world's surface and set his stupidity in the world, and therefore can cause the world to fall to animality valley in a fast and deceptive action before the intellectual people can realize and can gain a recognition. What nations that should be overwhelmed for rising a stupid nation, and what rights and premises which should be eliminated and destroyed from his neighbors and allies. It is not surprising if monarchy defends of the identity of his people and denies their stupidity. Because if he does not do so, then his legitimation will be under question and his people will become aware and revolt against him. More foolishly is this that position and nature of the ruler be compared with that of the ordinary citizen. Ruler in monarchy system is tantamount to a hunter that forcibly and tyrannical conduction is his profession. He can easily create and enact new rules and law and idea in the interests of himself and conduct with people as his sheep. The citizenship privilege in monarchy government does not pay the sovereignty right of people. The citizenship privilege in the monarchy system is a means to steal the sovereignty right of citizens and to exploit them secretly. This is the system of monarchy and its bad effects. Its bad effects on the spirits and soul of people and social affairs. Democracy is never compatible with monarchy, and monarchy is never compatible with democracy. Monarchy's membership in democratic community beside a democrat person is thwarter of democracy and democrat person. and a peaceful coexistence in monarchy's shadow or even beside him is not possible for democrat person, and thus monarchy is opposed to democracy. The law which grants legitimation to such a system from the root and foundation is an anti-democracy law and vain an outcome for a monarchy. This law, which at the time of weakness, ignorance and unconsciousness of people, in a fallacious and deceitful outward class, has been presented to the community, pursues nothing except maintaining the tyrannical ruling of monarch. And its result is corruption of people and falling the community in face of the enemies and internal and external problems. Therefore, the stupid persons who in the 21st century support permanence of the system of monarchy and recourse to constitutional monarchy have gripped at a thing which will soon be broken up in most bad condition. One should try to transform the system of government which can perform the services as easy as in existing liberal governments to a troublemaking ruling which generates difficulties and involvement for the people, decreases their freedoms, eliminates their personality and metamorphoses the people to unnatural creatures who have missed their humanity as a result of this process. And one should stay in such a system. Only few superiors know that in fact monarchy practically has always offered a low quality of government, and the real policies have always been annihilated and wasted in superior souls by monarchy, and the development of science and technology which has happened under the monarchy systems was nothing except the result of innocent superiors. And stealing the stars belonging to democracy from democracy's side by personate or apparent following them or adopting them is another action of monarchy and theocracy to show the democracy side weak and report efficiency and performance of the democracy system low. The punishment which is executed by Danish executive power is thousands of times more intense and butcherly than the punishment which is executed by German executive power. And cruelty of Danish people who live under this system is thousands of times higher than that of German people, if they have any. And those who close their eyes to the fact of monarchy and escape from him, executing their vengeance settlements and personal affairs, take intractable and criminal actions, and gradually these actions will be changed to most inhuman crimes, and their groups gradually become powerful, and those anarchy grows in the community and connects with mafia groups. And those presence of monarchy cause falling the people in devious, unnational and treacherous processes and operations, and these operations in the state of sleep and unconsciousness lead the country towards the aims of enemies and wicked forces, and should consider that a good ruler and a good government are different things in any case. It is not a wise act that a good governor trusts the state of which he is a member, and warrants their sovereignty as a system and legitimizes such a system on base of his good impression. Another point which is visible in the monarchy's acts is this, that most of their crimes are committed secretly and under cover of public eyes. Danish monarchy tortured me for many years, and when at last, in reaction to these crimes, I began the anti-monarchy movement, and in my websites invited people to revolt against monarchy, and somewhere there was contention between me and monarchy's structures and institutions. They apparently showed themselves sinless and oppressed for length of time, and then began their final attack as to an aggressor who several years has been attacking to the apparently sinless monarchy in front of public eyes. They say, we don't arrest anyone here for the crime which has committed, and we only talk with people. If talking with offenders or others is effective, it means that all people have already been arrested by another method. And the problem which arises after a monarchy collapse is the survivors, dependents, relatives, and followers of monarchy and their function. So they create problem in democracy's functions and projects, and do not allow democracy to perform properly, and this treachery to the country does not matter for them. And so monarchy's troubles will involve the country even after his collapse. And all the existing problems in the democratic system countries have been made by the same kind of forces. And for this reason should manage a strong policy about all traces of monarchy and guarantee the function of democracy after monarchy collapse. And what more do you want to know? The knowledge is with God, and I am a clear warner. October 1st, 2012, Ghulam Reza Hosseini, Musla al-Din, Nadi, Ishraqi.